Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Age Weather Forecast. This is going to be another tropical update here, but this is actually going to be in the Indian Ocean here. We have a super typhoon Amphan. This is actually a Category 5 super typhoon in the Bay of Bengal. It could possibly make landfall in parts of Bangladesh and parts of eastern India. This is going to be catastrophic, and it is now the record-breaking strongest typhoon here based on the millibar pressure. It is now at 901 millibars, and the record, I believe, was 912. So this is going to be a record-breaking super typhoon and can bring catastrophic flooding, catastrophic landslides, mudslides, and a lot more. Maybe even catastrophic waves as well, and a ton of rain is expected to fall. So I know this is not Arthur. Arthur is it's done basically with North Carolina, so there's not really much to talk about. And I thought might as well talk about the Indian Ocean, because it's a super typhoon. I'm also going to be most likely in a live stream with Danilo. So if you guys know that, be sure to check that live stream out. But without further ado, let's get in the video. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. I'm not sure if I'll have another video out later this evening. I'll see what I can do. Also, be sure, of course, to share the channel to any friends or family. But without further ado, let's get in this video. So if we look at Joint Typhoon here we have our TC01B or Amphan, and look at this major system right here. This is absolutely crazy. It's about half the size of India itself here. So this is actually a massive system. You can see the well-defined eye right here, and you can see the outer bands right here. Very well-defined circulation here on satellite imagery. Very large system here, the Bay of Bengal. It's going to be going across parts of India and then go throughout Bangladesh and India. It's going to make landfall in these very poor areas. So that's exactly why not only is it a big deal because it's a super typhoon, a Category 5 and record breaking, but it's going to be entering areas that have very poor economy or poor little small towns that cannot take this damage. We're going to have multiple landslides, mudslides, flooding. It's going to be catastrophic for Bangladesh and parts of eastern India. It's going to be absolutely crazy. There's many poor areas in that general area of India and that area of Bangladesh, and this Category 5 super typhoon will destroy anything in its path, really. Even if this were to hit the United States, for example, this strength, it would still be catastrophic. Here we look at Amphan here. We have now 145 knots as our maximum sustained winds. That's basically 167 miles per hour, which of course is more than a Category 5 hurricane or typhoon in this case. Look at this. 901 millibars. This thing's absolutely crazy. It is so strong. Look at that well-defined eye. Here you see the eye wall. Here you see the eye wall right here. You see the eye wall. The strongest winds there. And then they see the outer bands right here. All these outer bands right here. This is actually very well defined here, and it's at 901 millibars. The strength of that is absolutely crazy here. Of course, now it is expected to go between the Bangladesh area and parts of India here. Most likely to make landfall around 85 knots here. So, of course, still going to be a decent-sized hurricane at this point. That's going to be going throughout parts of really the India and Bangladesh border. But look at this right now. It is at 145 knots, and it's expected to strengthen 150 knots. So that's going to be a very strong Category 5 typhoon, a super typhoon. Of course, it seems like it could possibly make landfall within the next really 60 hours here. So this is actually not too far whatsoever, and it seems like we will be seeing it around 953 millibars, which is a decent Category 2 hurricane or typhoon. So this is definitely still it's gonna weaken a little bit as we get closer to land, obviously. But look at this. So we're going to be tracking Amphan here. As you see, it's a Category 5 right now, and expected to be a Category 5 as we now get in the next update here by 8 o'clock here. Going to be a massive Category 5 here, possibly maximum sustained wind at 173 miles per hour. As of right now, we do have this this is current position, and it's at 167 miles per hour, like I said right now. And then it's going to strengthen to 173 miles per hour, and then it's going to start to weaken a little bit more. So as you see, it is off the coast of, it's actually in the Bay of Bengal, so it is off the coast of India in the middle Bay of Bengal, and it's going to get a lot closer. So as by Tuesday 8 o'clock here, it's going to be now maximum sustained wind at 127 miles per hour, so a Category 3 hurricane is likely. Like I said earlier, though, a couple minutes ago or a couple seconds ago, it could make landfall as a Category 2, so at 98 miles per hour here as our maximum sustained wind. So definitely areas like Khulna, Kolkata, not Kolkata, Kolkata, Sakira, Jashura, and just parts of Bangladesh and India, near West Bengal. So if you know anybody in this area in this general vicinity, in the Bangladesh area and West Bengal, parts of India, they definitely will get hit quite hard from this system here, including the Jharkhand, West Bengal regions here. It's just going to be a massive system here. But look at this, we can be seeing 173 miles per hour maximum sustained wind within the next update here. As we now check out the strong winds here, this is a new update here. Within the next couple of minutes here, we possibly have this weakened to 906 millibars and then strengthen as it gets into 173 miles per hour. Look at the size of this thing. It's absolutely crazy. And then in the next 24 hours, it could be at 921 millibars. It's still an absolutely crazy number. We actually, at this point, when I was live streaming yesterday with someone else, with Weather Hub TV and all the other people, we didn't expect it to be less than 920 millibars, but it shocked us. And look at this, by the next 36 hours, it's going to be nearing parts of eastern India and then possibly make a landfall more like it's going to be making landfall in eastern India within the next 48 hours here, 60 hours, at 941 millibars, which is still a pretty strong system, actually, possibly a Category 2. And then it does affect parts of Bangladesh, though, as a possibly Category 1 and then subtropical system there. But it's most likely going to be, the worst of it's going to be in far eastern India there, next to the border of Bangladesh. But Bangladesh, you guys are going to get hit really hard. And this part of India, what I've heard, it's a very poor area in eastern India. It's going to be catastrophic with this day. We're not only going to be seeing strong surge, these waves it'll be like a mini tsunami with these waves. We can possibly see maybe 10 feet, I believe. That's what we've been seeing, 10 feet of waves in these areas out here at off the shore of the Bay of Bengal. Let's go ahead and check out the close range here. Let's go right now, the current position here. Let's go ahead and check this out, GFS model here. Look at AMFAN. So here we have it at 970 millibars. 907 millibars. Look at these very powerful winds. Look at this well-defined eye right there. You see these very well-defined vorticity. You can see the outer bands. Here is the eastern coast of India right here. And it's going to continue. This is its current position right now. You see it's very, very well-defined. And as you know, here's Bangladesh and here's eastern India. As you see, it's going to make landfall at around 938 millibars. Look at this. We're going to be seeing 80 plus knots of winds out here in the inland areas. We're going to be seeing extremely powerful winds right here. Could be seeing, of course, possibly going to be seeing 91 knots. So that could very well be quite maybe the edge of a Category 3 hurricane. This could very well become a Category 3 hurricane as landfall. Maybe strong Category 2, and then it does weaken awfully fast at 963 millibars, and then it does fall apart. But this thing's absolutely crazy. Let's go and check out the precipitation here. So you can go ahead and check out the precipitation on this. So this is current right now. Look how close these isobars are. That is exactly how strong those winds are. It's absolutely crazy. And then it's supposed to make landfall with an extremely heavy rain for parts of eastern India and parts of western Bangladesh. And it's going to continue bringing a lot of rain throughout those parts of Bangladesh into later this week. So this is definitely going to be a major system, as you guys can tell. Let's go and check out the far radar here. Here we have it 906 millibars, and most likely going to make landfall in that part of eastern India at around 941 millibars. In the next 48 hours, that's going to devastate with extremely heavy rain. I think 2 inches per hour is what we saw on the flight aircraft there. So that's absolutely crazy. If we look at that simulated IR brightness, you can see very well defined here as well. You can see that very well defined eye, and you see these outer bands right here. It's very organized. This thing it's super organized. This is what you want to see when it comes to a system, a tropical system. You see the eye is going to go right over eastern India. It's going to be devastating, and it does fall apart. As we now look at the vorticity signature, this thing is really it's so surprising. This vorticity signature, it's just something. It's like a monster. This is an absolute monster, the size of the system. Look, that's where we have the most vorticity. But look, the size of this is actually this. This is the size of the system, but this is where you have the most vorticity. So this thing could be the size, half the size, or double the size of Bangladesh itself, and then a portion of southern India. Absolutely crazy. Look, it's gonna go right over India and Bangladesh, and then move into other areas and parts of southern Asia. It's gonna be devastating. This is definitely be very deadly. I hate to say it, this is gonna definitely be deadly. Look at this now. Gonna be seeing possibly a foot of rain. A foot of rain likely for parts of India. Up to 500 millimeters here. Can be seeing up to most likely 11 inches of rain, 12 inches, 11 inches, or even 13 inches of rain within 24 hours. That's devastating. Mudslides. Possibly going to be seeing cave-ins, something. It's going to be a devastating storm. This is definitely not making 2020 any better. This is actually going to be a historic typhoon. It has breaking the record for the strongest millibars in the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. This is now at 901 millibars, and it's going to continue to strengthen. Look at this. We're going to be seeing up to half a foot of rain for parts of Bangladesh, and other areas aren't even getting the direct hit, and that's going to be subtropical. So definitely absolutely crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and stay safe.